Move to Australia as a farmer in 2 weeks without spending a dollar. Let's get to the business of today. Australia developed into a prosperous country in the 19th century, with agriculture as a mainstay of its economy. Farmers provide most of the country's food, and agricultural products are the major exports. Its farm products are often in demand in North America, Asia and Europe because they are harvested during the northern hemispheres of winter and spring. This contributes to its social, economic and environmental sustainability. It accounts for the country's share of GDP, which amounts to over $155 billion a year. There are approximately 85,483 agricultural businesses in Australia, and these businesses are steadily looking for people to work in their farms, irrespective of your educational grounded job experience. And the good news is, most of these employers are willing to pay everything to the last dollar, from your visa fee to your flight and to even accommodation when you land in Australia, all to make sure you work for them. They are more than willing to sponsor your immediate family too to relocate with you. 482 visa is a work visa introduced on 19 March 2019 by the Australian government that allows Australian employers to sponsor a person from overseas to work in their business. In Australia, it replaced the temporary work visa subclass 457, which the Australian Department of Home Affairs has abolished. So this means that any company employing you to work for them must be able to offer you 482 visa sponsorship. When you search for these jobs with 482 visa sponsorship, you can apply to as many as possible to increase your chances of securing one. Don't limit yourself to only www.cc.com. You can search on LinkedIn and even on Google for companies sponsoring visas to Australia for farmers. Securing this kind of jobs are not easy. But when you put in the work, you'll definitely be successful. I will provide a link on the description of this video on how to format your resume to Australian resume format. When you successfully get the job with 482 visa sponsorship, that's where the real deal starts. Now, the truth is companies are seriously searching for farmers, but they will only employ you when they are sure of what you offer to them. And when they see those qualities in you, they'll go any length to make sure you work for them. When you know this, then that's when you'll use the same strategy my sister used in getting a company employ her as a baker, paid for her visa fees, the visa fees of her husband and 2 of her daughters, and even offered free house to them as long as she works for them. She even made over $2,000 from the company before she landed in Australia. So how did she go about it? She's been baking all life and so knows the in and out of baking. She applied to a company in Australia and luckily got the job when the company offered to pay her visa fees in flight. I knew they've seen the potentials in her and will go any length to make sure she works for them. So I advised her to include her husband and 2 daughters to the plan and also ask for travel allowance since the company gave room for negotiation after they sent the employment letter. May I also inform you, developed countries are not like third world countries. In developed countries, no matter the type of job you are offered, there's always room to negotiate. You can negotiate for higher salary. If you feel the pay is low, you can negotiate for free housing if you are sure the company really wants you to work for them. And if you are a foreigner, you can negotiate with the company to pay for your travel allowance to the country. And 80% of the time the company agrees to your terms, except on rare occasions, if you're going overboard. Imagine asking a company to buy you a house because you're coming to work for them. That doesn't sound wise, and no company is going to do that no matter how important you feel you are. So always negotiate reasonable deals, such as bringing your immediate family, such as paying for your travel allowances, paying for your visas, paying for your medicals if there's need for any. So that was how my sister asked for negotiation and told the company for her to give in her 100% concentration. She would like her family to come with her. And because the family is coming with her, she doesn't have money to pay for their flights and other expenses to Australia. The company accepted, paid for their visas immediately after they got their visas. The company sent $10,000 as their relocation allowance. This $10,000 would basically cover everything. They have to spend traveling to Australia, from their flight tickets to health insurance, to paying for cargo. If they need to travel with big luggage and for other medical examinations like COVID-19 test, they needed a yellow fever injection to travel to Australia, and it was included in the $10,000. At the end of the expenses, she only spent $7,600 and had an extra $2,400 when she landed in Australia. When they landed at Brisbane International Airport, the company was not able to secure a house for them before they arrived. So the company had to pay for a hotel for them to stay in before they finally got accommodation for them. After 2 weeks, that was how she relocated to Australia with her family without spending a dollar instead of spending money. She even made some extra before arriving in Australia. So what are you waiting for? Start applying to as many companies as you can, then offer visa sponsorship to Australia to farmers. She made use of LinkedIn in www.cc.com.au and even www.google.com. I will provide the link to the sort of jobs with 482 visa sponsorship on www.cc.com.au in the description of this video, and also go on LinkedIn at www.google.com. Search for 482 visa sponsorship for farmers. You'll see tons of farm jobs offering visa sponsorship to Australia. Apply to as many as you can. No good thing comes easy, and if it takes applying every day to relocate to your dream country, do it. And in a few months from now, you won't regret it. Ensure your resume is formatted to Australian resume format, and ensure you include a cover letter in your application. That's your first opportunity to talk to your future employer. So make good use of it to land those good job offers. I have also provided a link in the description on how to format your resume in Australian resume format. Also go over to LinkedIn, create an account on LinkedIn. Ensure you post things that will show more about what you can offer to companies, and also turn on notification on LinkedIn to notify you when companies advertise for new job vacancies. Most companies in developed countries know how serious you are and what you can offer to them through your LinkedIn profile. So ensure you make the best use of it. So get everything ready and apply to as many jobs as possible.